I love to open new packages. I want to deliver the latest information on top funding opportunities for entrepreneurs who are seeking funding. Come along with me. I'm Coach Racquel, and this is a passion project for me. So I'm so happy to bring this to you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching.
Don't call me motherfucking trying to talk to me, find out some shit, talk about some gossip. Don't call me with no bad news. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't calling me to uplift me, if you ain't calling me to I'm not 911, I'm not in the mood. Don't call me unless there's some love on the other end of the phone. Matter of fact, I'm working. I don't want nobody to call me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody do them. And
Okay, so yes, today I want to talk a little bit about stewardship and what it means to honor what we've been given. And that starts with gratitude. Gratitude for all we have. I mean, everything. You know, it took me a while to value love. Let me cook. Let me explain. That sounded so weird. It didn't sound like me. But anyway, I had loved from my head all my life. I was always in control of what I was feeling. There was never a time I did not know what I was feeling, how I was feeling it, and how I was going to direct what I was feeling. Yeah. I was always, for everybody I've ever said I loved before 2026, I think, all of it was from my head. It was straight from my head, except for that my nieces and nephews. That was a different kind of love that I did not understand, but I didn't question because of who they were. And I just love them so much, you know? I love them so much. Yeah. But I have been introduced to this soul love, this love from a place inside of me where I have absolutely no control. I did not place it there. It was a gift from God. And initially, when I got it, because it also comes with chemistry and attraction and all of that, right? Because it comes with that kind of and desire. Let me say desire. I don't know if attraction is it, but desire for sure. It came with desire. That's what I'm saying. Because of that, I was very rejecting of it. Because and I would kick and scream because I couldn't control it. I couldn't turn it off and turn it on as I'd like. I wanted to be able to manage it, but I couldn't manage it. It was manhandling me. You know, it was moving me to do things I wouldn't normally do. It was having me prioritize people in ways I wouldn't normally do. I would have been a lot more strategic about it, but it was just flowing out of me like I had no control, and I had to work to gain some modicum of control over myself. But it took work, you know, and it took prayer and it took God, because I never knew this kind of love outside of my nieces and nephews existed, because I didn't even know that was what I had for my nieces and nephews, you know. And it's now that I'm realizing, oh my gosh, this is what that is, that protective, that I would just you need a kidney, here you go. Like, what you mean? What do you mean you're sad? We have to, like, I can't even think of them being in a space where I'm not even going to go there. That kind of love where I would sacrifice all of that. I would give everything I own just to make sure they're okay. And possession is not important. It's not essential. I mean, it would be the cherry on top. It would make it the most beautiful thing for it to be something I could own and I could have and I could enjoy, right? But that's not the greatest priority. it's their well-being, it's them being well. It's I understand when Solomon say cut the baby and the mother's like give it away, give it away, give the baby whatever you need to do without harming my child. When you truly love from the soul, well, let me say let me, because yeah, I think most of you already have gotten there. I'm just slow to it, okay? I'm slow to it, and I'm still adjusting. But I am really truly experiencing real true love. And it was the I felt like it was just the pain of my life. It was going to be the pain of my life because I didn't understand fully what this was. But it's the most beautiful pain. And for me now, the definition of love is beautiful pain. Beautiful pain, because now that I love, or loving, truly loving, cannot exist without pain. It just can't. It cannot exist without pain, because just thinking of their well-being alone is a painful thought. To explore the possibilities, just even thinking they may not be okay, is pain. Love is pain. I thought love was fantasy. I thought love was like off into the sunset. And I don't know if there's gonna be a time when that comes with it too. I haven't experienced that part yet, but love is beautiful pain. I don't ever want to lose this pain. It makes me feel alive, like God loves me, like God chose me, God like God gave me an assignment and assigned me someone to invest my soul in and pray for and hope for good things for. And I pray for those persons more than I pray for myself, you know? I Their well-being becomes more important than mine. You know, like I would give everything, everything at this, you know, just to make sure that person's okay. Those people are okay. Those people that I love, you know, and I'm saying all of that to say that was God stewarding me over the love of someone else. That was stewardship of love. And initially, when I got it, I was rejecting of it, and I wasn't very kind to it. But it was kinder to me than I was to it. And I'm talking about this because a lot of times we're made stewards over different things in our lives. Some of us is love, some of us is children, some of us is a project, some of us is so many different things, right? But we have to be so cautious, and cautious is the word, yes, and prayerful about what we do with the or how we treat what God make us stewards over. You know, I remember I talked about my book of prayers, and I remember when God, you know, through that process was like letting me know, listen, like if you don't obey me, I will rip the things you love into pieces. Like I'm not playing with you. Like I'm not playing. You know, I'm not playing with you. I need you to obey me. And I think sometimes when we see things happening to people, sometimes I think it's the disobedience of somebody else that sometimes causes their loved ones to suffer. And we sometimes don't even realize it, right? Because we're all connected. But the question I want to this is the mindfulness I want to bring us into, stewardship and dishonoring of self and what we've been given to take care of, right? A lot of the times we're so busy wanting more that we don't even we're not even in awareness that we have not yet honored and taken full accountability for what we already have. So we will say things like we want growth, ownership, leadership, but are we participating? Are we participating? Yes. Dishonor can look like neglect, distraction, or lack of engagement. right? So really pay attention to the things that you've been given, the people you've been assigned, the resources you've been assigned, the material things you've been assigned, the portions of this world God make you steward over, right? Because this honor doesn't always look like abandonment. Sometimes it's neglect. Sometimes it doesn't look like starvation and poverty, but it can be distraction. And sometimes it may not be that you are absent, but lack of engagement. So we have to really become mindful about the things that God bless us with, and then we have things like, for example, support, or support systems, community. Um, these things require active participation. Are we actively participating? And this does not mean you have to um, uh, engage in ways that dishonor self. No, you have to learn self, learn community, to know, how do I align here and where do I align to make sure that I am really honoring that which I have stewardship over. And then remembering that as we're building, as we're expanding. You see, this song, I remember I used to sing this song a lot in a Jabez prayer. Bless me, oh, bless me indeed, enlarge my territory. Do you know that song? Bless me indeed. That song. I used to sing that song, and I remember before I bought my house, it was like a 6 months period when I decided I was going to buy my house. And I remember I printed that prayer. I printed the Jabez prayer and I had it in my bathroom. Every time I sat on my toilet, it was right before me, right in front of me, right? The other day I sat and I was like, oh my gosh, how come I don't have that prayer in the room, my home anymore? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I need to print it. And I'm like, we're not going to. I'm like, we are not asking God to enlarge any more territories. God has enlarged our territories already. My territories are enlarged. I have been assigned sufficient portion. Now my prayer is, God, help me to honor that which you've made me steward over. Teach me to love the way you love. Teach me to share the way you share. Teach me to build and grow and nurture the way you do, mighty God. I don't want any more enlarged territories. I now need to invest my time in learning, understanding, serving that which I am already made steward over. That which I'm already blessed with, that which I'm already given, that which I already have. And I think some of us suffer from, or struggle with, or are challenged by the desire for more, because there's a poverty mindset that exists within us. And so we have this, it's like, have you ever eaten but you don't drink? You're hydrated but you need water, but you don't feel hydrated. So you've eaten and you just keep snacking, you keep eating. That has happened to me. And I'm eating and I'm snacking. And I remember some time ago when I was learning my body, I'm like, girl, you've been snacking. Food can't be the problem. What is it that my body is asking me for? And I remember I went and I got me some water. And when I'm drinking water, I like to drink it from a large container. I don't like to feel like a sip that it's finished. No, I like to drink water from a large container. I like, when I'm done drinking, I have water left in the container. I am not seeking more, like I'm satisfied. And I remember I drank it, and I'm telling you, when I was finished drinking the water, because it was in a container, I just drank because I was so thirsty. When I was done, I literally felt like my tummy was going to burst. That's how full I felt. And in that moment, I realized all those times I was eating, my tummy was already full. But my dehydration made me feel that my dehydration created a lack. And I interpreted that lack as hunger or wanting something to eat, a need for food, when really what it was a need for water. I needed to water me. I needed to drink. I'm telling you, after I had the water, my tummy felt so full. That was when I really felt the impact of all the snacks I was having. It was so, my tummy was so full that it hurt. Like almost like I felt like it was stretching. And it was like I literally felt pain. I was like, whoa. And that same thing happened to me again this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday. It happened to me this week. I think it was either Monday or yesterday. I'm recording on Wednesday. And but this time it wasn't, I didn't feel pain. It wasn't painful because I recognized it. I ate, and when I was finished eating, I picked up a snack. I think I had it's Doritos, and I think I had like two. And in midair, I had the third one to put in my mouth, and I stopped. It's like the voice in my head was like, "Are you hungry?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm doing it again. I'm not hungry. I'm thirsty." And I put it down, and I had some water. When I had the water, instantly, my tummy was overfull because I had already had enough. But because I was thirsty, my body was asking for something, and I kept giving it food. I'm saying we have to know what we have been given. We have to study it. We have to learn it. But I'm going to stop there for now because I just realized that I'm already going into allegedly. Because I'm going to talk, well, this entire episode, we're going to be looking at stewardship. Sorry, because a lot of us already have all we need. We just haven't studied it enough to know how to use it to get to meet our needs. We have what we need, but we have not yet learned and studied it so that we can know how to leverage it to meet those needs. Does that make sense? We have what we need, but sometimes even though we have what we need, it is not meeting our need because we have not applied it in the correct way, right? Just like I said with the food, I was eating. I wasn't in need. I had water in the house, but I hadn't applied it to my thirst. Yeah. So sometimes we have all we need, but we're still searching for more because we know something's missing or lacking, or there's still a space, a gap. But instead of going back to look at what we have to see how we can use what we already have, what we're building, what already exists to fill the gap, we're taking on new things. We're asking for new things. You don't need more money. You don't need, because for you to even think you need money is for you to accept that God is allowing you to be in need. The Lord is your shepherd. Your capacity for want does not exist. So if you're feeling like you're lacking something, oh God, I need money, I can't pay my bills, it's not because God hasn't given it. It's because you're not being the best steward over what you have. You're not applying all you have to meet your needs. Now we're going to talk about money. And today, before we even begin, because usually I share with you like the current grants that are available and all of those things. Two things I want to do before, because I also want to have a little bit of a talk with you around this. Whatever I come here and I share with you, if I've not experienced it and if I don't have evidence of it, I will not talk to you about it. Yeah. I speak with you about things that I have evidence for. I've seen it work. And when I say evidence, it's not because I'm not saying I don't have faith. By all means, I have faith, but I'm saying there is enough evidence to form this, to scaffold whatever faith I'm going to have. There's evidence that I have evidence. I like to have evidence to underscore faith, if that makes sense. I can have faith because a history of evidence have existed, and there's been evidence of faith coming through, or things having happened, right? So there are some grants we submit, and we're submitting it because we have faith that we can get this particular one. But the reason I have faith that I can get this particular one is because I've seen the evidence of those that have happened before. So, what I hope you get what I'm saying. So I don't have just blind faith. And I do know there's some things that it has never happened before. You're gonna have to you have to have faith, because I'm going through that now with my this new introduction to what real love is, and how God works and everything. Whether or not I want to have faith, I have to have faith when it comes to God, and understanding that I don't want what I want for my life, because I don't make good choices for myself. I want what God wants for me, and that is a faith walk. Straight up, that is straight faith, because you just don't know. And even if you think you have clues, when it really depends on God and when it's really important, it's straight faith. For example, for me, I would love to get married. In fact, it's one of my dreams, my greatest desires. But it's the one thing I can only have faith in, nothing else. I can't wish for it, I can't hope for it, I can't pine for it, I can't fight for it, I can't even work for it, I can't even go dig for it. Because one, I have a terrible history of choosing partners. I'm not good at it. And two, I feel like we're in a climate where there's I have so much insecurity around it. Like, I don't feel safe to do it, to pursue it. And so for me, the only way it's going to happen is through faith. Because this particular thing, a husband, for me, has to come through God. It has to come through God. Because I feel like choosing a husband is like choosing whether or not I'm going to live. Because even sex is like a battlefield. Love, they say, is a battlefield, but the dangers of unfaithfulness and things like that, you know. So for me, something like that, I realized I cannot choose. I thought before that I could, but I really can't choose. It has to be that. I repeated myself. It has to be that God says it, and not just says it. It's not just about what God says to me. It has to be what God assigns to me. Assigns to me. Because for a long time, it was what God said, and then God said it and it didn't happen. And I'm not saying it will never happen. I'm just saying I don't have a lot of faith in that, in that, because I think I might have misinterpreted God, misunderstand. I don't know. It's based on my interpretation. So I no longer say it's based on what God says. I say now it's based on what God assigns to me, what He gives me. Because God and I have a relationship where God knows that if it's not placed in my hands, then I'm not claiming it. And God knows how to do that, right? So, because I'm not chasing. Those days are so done. I've done my fair share of begging and pursuing and trying to solve things on my own. Did not work out. Not in business, and it won't, and not in life. There's some things, even the growth of my company, my business, or whatever, I don't want to expand it. I want God to expand it. I get up and I do my job, and I trust the process, and I trust God's hands and His direction, because I will mess it up. I've done it many times, Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Jehovah, I love you so much. God, please, please, please. May I say this? Know God for yourself. Know God for yourself. Everything changes when you know God for yourself. Your view change, how you see people change, how you love change, how you grow, everything. It's one thing to believe there is a God, but there's a completely different thing when you start experiencing God for yourself. It's an unbelievable experience. Knowing God is how I can now say, okay, the Bible is real. I can see that no matter if someone tried to con us with the Bible, trick us with the Bible, whatever, having experienced God myself, I can now I can now pick up a Bible and read it, and read it with confidence, and read it with knowledge, and read it knowing that this is not just some belief I'm chasing. This is not because a pastor said, or somebody said, or somebody wrote it, or somebody. No, it's because I've lived the experiences being discussed here. I've lived it. I am living it. So now reading about it has more meaning. It means something now, because I'm not just going off belief. I'm not going off belief. I'm going off real life experience. And so now reading the Bible is so exciting for me, because it's like I'm talking to people who have experienced what I've experienced. It's like I'm talking to people who I'm reading about the lives of people who I share something with, as opposed to somebody tell me about. It's not just stories anymore. It's experiences that I can connect with. Please know God for yourself. And it starts with knowing yourself. You've got to take away yourself and go learn who you are. Oh my gosh. God does not make mistakes. God does not make mistakes. I love my body. I love my fat. I love my all of me, because God made me. I love my quirks. I love how sometimes I'm so rebellious. I love how sometimes I enjoy kicking and screaming way too much. I love how emotional I am. I'm an emotional person, and there was a time when I was ashamed of it. I'm an empath. So what? I don't even fully know what an empath does, but I learned that I am it, and I don't want to go figure it out. I just want to be. But learning that I was helped me understand this is what, because now I understand that sometimes when I'm crying, it's not even me. It's not because I'm sad. There are times when I've been sitting down and I'm emotional and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Why am I crying? I've been sitting there, why am I crying? And I remember, because I stopped feeling shame, I became open to it. And I'm like, okay, God, when this happens, what do I do? And God said, pray. When you get emotional, pray. And also, my emotions is how I know I'm having breakthroughs. Breakdowns come with emotions, and breakthroughs come with emotions. So when I'm working with a client, once I start getting emotional, I know, yeah, we're in the vicinity of breakthrough, baby. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. God is here. God is here. Holy Spirit is here. The Holy Spirit may have you speaking in tongues, but the Holy Spirit is going to make me cry. I'm going to cry. When the Holy Spirit is here, I'm going to cry. When I'm in gratitude, I'm going to cry. And it's okay. If you don't like emotional persons, you don't have to hang around me. That's okay too. So please, I'm begging you, know God for yourself by first learning yourself. Then you go learn God, and I promise you, see, if you do that, reading the Bible will take on a whole new meaning. It will be a whole other thing. Don't let anybody force you into anything. If you are in the, let's say you're in a taxi business, right? And let's say you're a part of a network where every year your car is upgraded for you. But you cannot drive the new upgraded car as though it is the same car you start with 5 years ago. You have to learn the new car. When you get into that new car, you have to learn the new car. You have to learn the parts that remain similar to the old ones, and you have to learn the parts that are different and new, and are opportunities for more education and training. You have to, right? Because once you learn how to, then you learn how to increase the value of the experience your customers will now have, because you have a new car. Let me tell you something. Imagine, right? Imagine having a new car, a luxury car, right? You used to, I don't want to disrespect any cars. So let me just say, let's say you were always driving a Toyota, for example, right? One of the low-end Toyotas. But you become a part of this network, and you hire people who help your business elevate and transformed your car into a luxury vehicle like a limousine or something. Now imagine you have a whole limousine, but you're still offering your customers the service of a low-end Toyota. That's what I'm talking about. When you don't learn your business, when you don't study your systems, when you don't Test it, try it, use it, become familiar with it, learn how it works. Sit down with yourself and say, I have a dashboard. How can I use this dashboard to make my work less strenuous? That's not for me to figure out. I can tell you what the dashboard is. I'm going to tell you how it works, what it can do. I can give you as much information I can, but you still have to sit with yourself and say, how can this solve my problems? Or even ask, why did you build a dashboard from? Why did you upgrade my car? Because I kept hearing you talk about A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I kept hearing you saying you wanted to earn more money. I kept hearing you asking. And when you go and pray and ask God for things, God come over to me and say, hey, Racquel, I needed to get up and I needed to serve this person today. I needed to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I needed to build this program for them today to solve this problem. And then I solve the problem. And you don't even know the problem is solved. You don't even know the new opportunities. You are still driving as though you're driving a low-end car, sitting in a brand new limousine. That's what I'm talking about. You're not serving yourself or anyone that way. So imagine how I feel if I know that you're now in the limousine, but you're coming back to me with lower-end Toyota car issues. I'm irritated. I feel disrespected. I feel like, you know what? Let's just let this person ride their car. Let's leave them at Toyota. And that's what I'm saying when I see money pass by me, but I can't say anything. That limousine is just driving by me, and I cannot say, assign this limousine to this person. Because guess what happened? This person has not demonstrated to me their willingness, their capacity to recognize the limousine, to on their own learn how to use the limousine and leverage it for themselves, and also demonstrate the new growth and show me that when I gave you that limousine, your income increased, your clients became happier, you are happier. If I don't see that kind of demonstration, because that's not something you can tell me, it's not something I'm going to ask, I'm going to be watching. I study my clients. And if I don't see where you even act as though something new happened, I'm not bringing anything new to you. I'm not going to. But if I see where you get it and it boosts your business and you're happy and you started dressing it up and you're presenting it and you're using it and you're actively integrating it and expanding your business, doing the work to expand as you claim you want to. When I see you do that, more is coming. More is coming. So it is my hope that you understand what I'm trying to say. Stop asking for more. Sorry. Instead of asking for more, ask yourself, how do I use what I already have to get what I need? Or what I think I'm missing? How do I use it? And you won't know how to use it until you ask yourself, what do I have? And you literally have to go explore and see. And I mean every page, every sentence, every line, every book, every person. You have to go on a journey of learning the people connected to you, learning the systems connected to you, learning what you have, your assets, what you've built. What is it? How does it serve? Who can it serve? How can I use this? God, tell me how to use this to make money, how to make the 5 million I want, the 5,000 I want, the 10 million I want. How, God, tell me. But you can't go to God and ask God how to tell you. If you have not figured out what this thing is that you have, you won't know. Like a lot of us want ourselves to do things and we don't even know who ourselves are. We don't even know who we are. God created us and that's it. We haven't even gone to learn. When I eat callaloo, how does it affect my body? How does it impact me? Does it make me feel strong? Does it make me feel weak? What? Have to study ourselves and we have to study the people who we're close to. That's why I don't understand when people say they have so many friends, because I am somebody who study those people I'm close to so that I can be of benefit to them, so I can serve them, so I can contribute positively to their lives. When I hear people say they have 10 friends, I'm like, oh my God, how could I couldn't handle that. How am I going to handle that? If I have 10 friends, I have to have them on a system. I'd have to have them on a system to make sure I'm serving them. because I'm constantly having to learn them. Learn what to do, what not to do, how to respond, how not to respond. You know what I mean? So money moves the same way. Money needs clarity to move. Money needs confidence to move. Money needs to know that you know how to multiply things. Money needs to know that when it comes to you, you know how to invest it. You know how to maximize it. You know how to compound it. And all the things you own is money. Your website is money. Your dashboard system is money. Your YouTube channel is money. You just sitting down there waiting for YouTube to give you money? So you think that you're just going to come and all you're going to do is sit in front of a mic, speak, and you never have to interact with your YouTube channel again, and all by that it's just going to fly. It doesn't matter how much your team does. It's you're the one who's steward over it. Are you checking to see what people are saying? Are you responding to people? Are you saying hello? Or are you just somebody who walks into the business building, speak to the persons, walk out and disappear until you come and speak again? Nobody can play the role you're supposed to play. Even with 100 persons on your team, none of them will be doing your job. None of them can do your job. They're going to do their jobs. And you have to do your job. You are the face. You're the operator. You're not a silent partner. This is your thing. And I only work with persons who are building their own thing, because I am not a secretary and I am not an employee. I don't run anybody's business for them because I'm not a leader. I'm a support system. I am there to make sure that when you put in your hard work, obstacles get moved out of your way. And solutions get put in your way, and you can choose what solution works for you. Okay? Anyway, we're going to go now to our next segment. Thank you so much for staying with me so far for Free Money Wednesdays. This is Refresh, Relax, Renew, and I say all of this with love. All of it with compassion, and I just want you to win. I want you to win. Yeah.
Welcome to mycoachministry.com. We're on a mission to empower 1 million purpose-driven entrepreneurs, turning calling into currency. Through strategic coaching, we guide visionary leaders, brand elevation, and creative empowerment, helping leaders break barriers and own their identity. Build impactful, wealth-generating brands that echo across generations.
Unlock your potential every Thursday with our podcast, Refresh, Relax, Renew. Join Coach Racquel as she guides you through personal development journeys. Each episode focuses on actionable steps to enhance your personal journey. The podcast features 3 main segments to keep you engaged. We start with discussions on trending topics relevant to your growth. Then we unbox solutions to common challenges we face daily. Finally, stay updated with fresh funding opportunities each week. Tune in every Thursday for new episodes, and see you there.